Alright everybody, here's the third video in the series on the Sonivox Solina Redux. And in this video we're going to go ahead and make a patch together, and along the way learn a little bit more about the controls and what they do to the sound and how we can create and get exactly what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, so welcome to the patch creation tutorial portion of this series on the Solina Redux by Sonivox. If you haven't checked out the first two videos, I highly suggest that. The first video is kind of an overview of the instrument. The second video is a in-depth walkthrough of the GUI, and now we're just going to go ahead and try to make a patch that fits this demo track I've got loaded up. So as I mentioned in the second video, a lot of these instruments in this track are already driven by Solina Redux, so I'm going to focus on this pad 1 right here. But let's just go ahead and listen to the track real quick in case you missed those other videos. So we're going to go ahead and try to make something similar to that. This is just a preset right here. It's called Big Steel Beam, but I'm going to try to go ahead and recreate it. So let's just go ahead and change up let's go ahead and put it on a sequence just for fun. Okay, so that's a sequence, so let's try to get it back to that kind of lush pad sound. So the first thing we need to do is jump down here to the sequencer and just turn off these sequences for a second, and let's see what we got now. Okay, so what I like to do when I'm working inside the Solina Redux is I like to go ahead and tweak the balance to one side or the other to get the fundamentals, because essentially it's two instruments. It's got the analog synthesizer over here, and then it's got the string ensemble over here. So I like to go ahead and go 100% one way, just so I can get a better understanding of what that sounds like and not get distracted by the other instrument that's inside of here. So let's go ahead and listen to this. So the one thing right off the bat is this is not a pad sound. It sounds a little bit more plucky, and that's because the sustain right here on the amp envelope is down too far. All right, so that's better. And let's just check out some of the shapes. We've got slave to the oscillator 2, so we got a mix knob between the two. Let's go ahead and see if we can't make this tone a little bit nicer. So that sounded a little bit better. And this is the filter for the entire synthesizer as it's coming out, the two oscillators combined. And if we want to switch the filter to synth or instrument, we just got to click this button, and the filtering system will change and only affect whatever instrument is being selected right here. So I got a low pass filter on here. I can turn down the resonance a little bit. So that's a good place to start. Now let's switch the balance over to the ensemble and see what we got going on over here. So right now we just got that trumpet. Let's turn on the horn and maybe the viola. So that's pretty lush already. Let's go ahead and change the balance and see if the mix between the two sounds okay. And just remember, we got the effects over here. The effects, again, kind of like the filtering system, we can affect the synth or the instrument differently. We just got to click the button, and whatever's active, these controls will affect that synthesizer. We also have to turn it on if we want to use it. Ensemble effect is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on for the instrument, but turn it off for the synth. Let's go back to the instrument and see what happens. The phaser, let's turn it on for the synth and see what happens. Okay, so let's see what that sounds like in the context of the track we're working on. So that sounds really, really good. Let's go ahead and turn on the sequencer and see what it sounds like once we get some sequences going. So I'm gonna go ahead and solo it again, and let's turn on the sequence for the instruments. What if I crank this up a little bit right here? So I think that sounds pretty good when it's sitting in the track. Let's turn on the sequencer for the synth and just see what it sounds like. I'm not too sure what's going to happen here, but... So I think it sounds pretty good when it's sitting in the mix here. I would probably turn them off and just leave them as it was before. Something like that sounds a little bit more official for me, but that's how easy it is to get lush pad sounds using the Solina Redux. Now obviously there's a lot more you can do with this thing, but I just wanted to get in and tweak something out to show you how easy it was to get something that sounds perfect inside of really any style of track. So that was just a quick look at the Solina Redux. Remember, there's 2 other videos in this video series. Highly suggest checking them out. Go ahead and download your demo version today. The link's in the video description. I hope you learned something. We'll see you next time.